All right, hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to tackle one of the most important skills for your business studies exam. We're talking about Assessment Objective 3 application. You know, so many students lose really easy marks just because their answers are a bit, well, generic. But after this, that is not going to be you. We're going to show you exactly how to tailor your answers so they fit the specific business in your exam paper like a glove.
So let me just ask you straight up. Do your exam answers ever feel a little bit generic? I mean, you know you've written a good point, but there's that nagging feeling in the back of your mind that it could apply to any company out there. Believe me, this is a super common problem, and it's where so many crucial marks just slip away.
And yeah, that's really the heart of the issue. You have to remember, examiners read thousands of these scripts. They can spot what we call a one-size-fits-all answer from a mile away. An answer about a little local cafe should sound completely different from one about a giant car manufacturer, right? So today, we're going to fix that, for good. So what is application, really? Well, at its core, it's pretty simple. It's all about taking that great business knowledge you have in your head and proving you can use it in the unique situation that the case study gives you. It's the huge difference between saying a business should lower costs and saying this specific bakery, which is struggling with high local competition, should source cheaper flour to lower its variable costs. See the difference? One is just theory, the other is real, applied advice.
Here is a fantastic mental check for you. I like to call it the copy and paste test. As you're writing an answer, just ask yourself this question. Could I literally copy this sentence and paste it into an answer about a totally different business? If the answer is yes, you know you need to add more application. It's a great little trick.
So, how do we get this right every single time? Well, I've got a secret weapon for you, a really simple 4-step method. First, you got to read and identify the basics. Is it a sole trader, a PLC? What are they selling? Second, highlight what I call the hooks. These are those juicy details the examiner gives you, like a low budget or high competition. Third, link your business theory directly to those hooks. And finally, number 4, use connective phrases to basically shout out your application to the examiner.
And that final step is so important. Using phrases like these is like holding up a giant sign for the examiner that says, "Hey, look over here. I'm applying my knowledge right now." It makes your thinking crystal clear and guarantees you get the credit for it. Just starting a sentence with, "Because this florist is a small firm," immediately focuses your answer right on the case study. Okay, before we jump into some examples, you have to remember the gold rule. Your application must be relevant to the point you're making. Just dropping in that the business sells blue pens when you're talking about its financial strategy is totally useless. But mentioning that it sells expensive luxury cars, now that's highly relevant because it directly explains why high profit margins are so essential to its brand. Makes sense, right?
Okay, that's enough theory. Let's see how this actually works when the pressure is on. We're going to take a look at a few weak answers and see how we can transform them into strong, high-scoring ones using our method.
Let's start with this one. A small local florist. The weak answer is, well, it's fine. It's technically correct, but it's completely generic. The strong answer, on the other hand, immediately starts using those hooks we talked about. It's a small local business, it has a low budget, and its product is fresh bouquets. It connects social media directly to reaching customers in the local town. That right there, that is perfect application. Let's do another one. This time, it's recruitment for a large IT company. Again, the weak answer isn't wrong, it's just really vague. But the strong answer? It's laser-focused. It identifies the business as a large IT software company and links that directly to a specific need. They need someone with the latest programming knowledge and new technical skills. It even spells out the benefit, helping them develop more advanced apps. See how every single part of that sentence is completely rooted in the context of that specific business? I think you're starting to get the hang of this. So to make sure these ideas really stick, let's do a quick final polish. We'll run through some top tips, the things you absolutely should do, and then a few common traps that you need to avoid.
Okay, first up, the do's. 1. Use the specific words from the case study. If it gives you a location or a number of employees, use them. 2. Be specific. Don't say the product, say the handmade wooden furniture. And 3. This one's a simple but really powerful trick. If you find yourself starting a sentence with a business should, just stop. Change it to company name should. That one tiny change instantly makes your point more applied.
And now for the don'ts. First, please avoid the word drop. Just stick in the word pizza at the end of a generic sentence doesn't count as application. Second, Don't do forced application. That's when you try to cram in a detail from the case that doesn't actually make sense for your point. And finally, don't just copy and paste whole sentences from the case study. You need to use the facts to build your own argument. And really, that's the bottom line here. Being able to consistently and effectively apply your knowledge is what separates a good student from a great one. It proves to the examiner that you don't just memorize theory, you actually understand how businesses work in the real world. Honestly, mastering this one skill is probably the fastest way to turn a C into an A.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. The next time you sit down with a past paper, before you even think about writing an answer, I want you to grab a highlighter and physically mark all of those hooks in the case study. Just try it. I promise it will completely change the way you approach your answers. Good luck.